for this opportunity. It really means a lot. I mean, I have just started doing my CFP. Though I have passed 3 of my exams, I'm still not a CFP, and seeing so much trust of you means a lot. Coming to introducing myself, sir said, introduce yourself in the slides. I didn't really know what to introduce myself as. I thought let me just keep it off slides. Apologies, sir. I'll introduce myself. I'm Swathi. I'm working as a tax consultant in one of the firms. It is nowhere related to what I would do if I was a CFP. I love my work, but at the same time, there was always something about CFP that made me want to do that course. Nagesh sir, you're still here? We are from the same college, IIMC. I still remember my degree final year, there were only just 1 or 2 more months of college life left. Everybody was in a dilemma, what to do about your careers. Even I had no idea. We friends were sitting in the parking lot. My friend was like, I am planning to do CFP. I was like, what is that? They said me it is certified financial planner, it does this, it does that. Sounded heavy to me. And then other friend, even I want to do CFP. There were 4 people standing on my head and saying I want to do CFP, and I felt like such a fool. I don't even know what the CFP is. I went home, researched about it. I was actually amazed that we have something of this sort. I mean, I felt like I really wanted to do this. Next day I went to my friends and said, yes, I also want to do a CFP. I know that was very quick, but yeah, I still don't regret that decision. I enrolled, college was done, I enrolled into a financial school, everything went well. The classes were good, I practiced all the material. I think I did well there also. And then when I finally thought I was ready for my exam, I enrolled for the exam and went and wrote the exam. The exam was an eye-opener. I didn't know what an annuity with return of purchase price is. I didn't know what is waiver and estoppel. I had no idea. I didn't know what an umbrella insurance is. And then I realized that I was nowhere ready for the exam. I failed the exam. I mean, thank God I failed the exam, because I know that the exam was such a shock to me that I didn't then. I am sure I would have passed that exam at least, but my learning wouldn't have been good. I would have passed just for the sake of passing. That is when I realized that I should be a CFP. I mean, I should do CFP, but I am yet not ready for it. Then as time passed by, I was doing my MBA, got busy with it, then I started working. Somewhere it was in the back of my mind that I have to do CFP, but could not ever do it. So now that I started working, obviously once you start working, you want to grow. You don't want to be at the same place. I wanted to grow, and then again to grow. That same question comes. What is your specialty? What can you do? And every time I used to think of doing something, educating myself, there would be this big question mark in my mind. I could not do CFP. What am I going to do? It always pulled me back. I mean, so I realized, yes, I have to do CFP. And that is when I started researching, and I saw Keyur sir's CFP Help Aspirant Club. I was really impressed the kind of questions. I understood this is the place. Because when I studied from the previous school, it was good. But what they taught me, I mean, I learned what they taught me, but what they taught me was just, 30 to 40% of basics. I did not know a lot of technical terms. So that is when I realized, yes, he's the person, and I called him. I spoke to him, and he told me, he asked me, what did you do and all of that. I told him, sir, I've done my MBA, this and that, I'm working. Like, okay, I think you once go through the training kit. I think once you practice, you give about 200 to 250 hours. I don't see there should be any problem with you passing all the exams in first attempt. I'm like, really? You think so? But I'm grateful to you and grateful to his coaching that I have actually been able to clear 3 exams as of now. So yeah, the question comes, why CFP? Like I told you, I had no clarity what to do, but I always had this personal interest in finance. being from a business family or whatever, I always had seen people planning their money, and it always brought great interest to my mind. I felt that it was the only sensible thing. Plan your money accordingly. I used to see a lot of my friends, in fact, of same age group, a lot of them don't understand numbers. They get scared, like you said. They get scared with numbers. And that was my strength. I thought this is what I should be doing. And also I felt that, this is what I personally, emotionally, this is a very emotional bias, but when you're planning for your finances, you're not just planning for your finances. You're also responsible for your family's finances. Especially when you're a father or when you lead the family, you're the bread earner. You're not just responsible for yourself. Something happens to you, your whole family goes for a toss. So that is what gave me the push that I should be a financial planner, to become independent. I never really wanted to be dependent on someone, so that was another reason. Keyur sir, what can I talk about him? He's somebody who has brought so much clarity to my concepts. Like I told you earlier, I just learned 30 to 40% of the basics. But once I went through his video learning kit, the way he simplified everything, I would barely have any doubts. And even when I had any doubts and I spoke to him on the call, he would make sure he simplified it even further. And he can inspire anybody. Trust me, the moment he told me, you can pass all the exams in one attempt, I was like, but yes, he did inspire me. And we all know he's an ocean of knowledge. His 5 steps method, I think nobody else could have simplified CFP in 5 steps. How CFP is making a difference to my life, or anybody, any aspirant. I know it's too early to say. I've just done 3 exams. I've not even finished my certification yet. But I can already see the difference, the way I think. First, I used to, like Sir said, initially people, when they want to invest for a shorter term, they invest in equity. That is how I used to think. And today when I think that way, I laugh on myself. How could I think of that? He made me capable of handling my own money in the first place. I think if we all become capable of handling our own money, that day we can do anything. And this is what brings me to my topic. Sir said that I should be talking about something in particular. So I have nothing special. They have been such great and experienced people who came and spoke about asset management, client acquisition. I've just started my journey. So but this is something that I have experienced. What is the penetration of a CFP in our country today? Very, very minimal. In India, we still have only 1900 CFPs, while there's a demand of more than 50,000, I believe. And out of those 1900 also, most of them do the CFP under challenge mode just to get a promotion. They don't even practice it. So just imagine, you have 0.001% of the population as CFPs. How? How can that be in a country? How do we expect to be financially stable if this is going to be the scenario? And obviously, lesser CFP means no awareness. No awareness means no penetration of a CFP into the society. It works hand in hand. And when there is going to be no penetration of a CFP into the society will also not accept CFPs. How will the client trust one in so many people? How will the client trust them in the first place? So that brings me to consumer awareness. Even today, most of our clients of a CFP professional are who? HNIs. Or who are highly educated, who have so much surplus that they want to invest. Except for a few exceptions like Ramesh ji, yes. Ramesh sir and all who have managed, hats off to you sir, you have managed to involve the rural population. Most of the clients of the CFP are from the urban population like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad to an extent. And then insurance agents, personal bankers, they are the ones ruling this industry more than a CFP. No offense, we are all working for the same cause, but insurance agent gives a very narrow approach. only from the perspective of insurance. When an insurance agent try to give a banking advice, that really does not seem right. So what can we do? With we, I mean we as CFPs, we as a community who aspire to be financial planners. First and foremost, this is not just for CFP but anywhere, better relationship with your client. Be it anyone, even today when I work at office, it's all about having that better relationship, communication. When I'm working for a client and it's okay if I can't get his work done on time, but it's not okay if you do not communicate that. If I say, sir, I won't be able to do it today, but I will do it for sure by tomorrow, the client will be even more happy because he knows that at least he's dedicated towards my work. He's making sure that he's communicating. Then coming to professional tools, there are a lot of CFPs who use these professional tools, but also a lot of them use apps. What are apps? I think apps are like this black box. Something goes inside that, something gets processed in this black box and the result comes out. But how is that result getting processed? Not all of them know. We as CFPs, it's our responsibility to know what goes on inside that black box. That is why use of tools like our financial calculator, Excel, and then all the customized softwares that are specially prepared just to help client understand better. And then the pen and paper technology, it is very revolutionary. Not that, it's a very simple thing. When you write it, I never thought about it in so much detail until sir told about it. But yes, when I see a printout and when I see somebody writing it, I would believe the person writing it than the person carrying a printout. And again, another problem with behavioral finance, I don't know if it comes under behavioral finance, but still, in our country, a lot of people are scared to invest their money. Even when they invest it to the extent of FDs, and most of the times they invest only to get tax deductions. Okay, I have 10 lakhs income, I need a deduction of 7 lakhs, let me show this much income there, expense there, this much investment there, this much investment there, I am done. Okay, I don't have to invest anything more than this. While we as CFPs, we talk about goal-based financial planning. If you have a goal of 20 lakhs, you just make an investment of 5 lakhs, you're not going to reach the goal. So that is the basic idea about penetration of a CFP into the society. Not one person, not Keyur sir, not me, no person alone can make a difference to this. All of us together have to get committed towards this cause and try to make a difference. So how can women make a difference to the society? Yeah, right? If you turn around and see how many women in this room, you'll get the answer. Savers. I wrote this part. In fact, yeah, women are not just homemakers but also great administrators. Even when a husband invests somewhere, women always says, don't invest here, don't invest there. But it is the husband's name. Obviously no offense to that, but why are women not allowed to come ahead and take their role in society? And it's not that women are not allowed. Somewhere when it comes, especially when it comes to subjects like finance, women take a back seat. It is also the women's psychology. They say it's your matter, you go ahead and handle it.
Yes, biggest bank is managed by a woman. So don't say that they take back seat.
Most of the women. Even today in rural India, women does not know anything. Yeah, our country's, yes, our country's major population is the rural population. In rural population, a woman gets X amount in the beginning of the month. In this amount, you have to run your expenses and you're done. That is all she knows about money. There are still a lot of my friends, in fact, people who work with me in my office, They know they get this much salary, they know this much, this is what they can spend, they spend it all in that month and they are left with zero in the end of the month. That is what amazes me, and I used to think of it as, it really used to kind of depress me. What is this? Where are we going like this? Until I came to the conference today, I realized it's not a depressing thing. It's in fact a great thing. There's so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. There's so much scope of expansion in our country. There's so much scope of financial literacy in our country. So yeah, that is all I really wanted to say. Thank you.